So we're in Como Park in Lancaster, New York, and we are near Cayuga Creek Nature Trail, which is 3/4 of a mile. And then as you can see, the Boy Scout shelter is right next to me. And the trail goes right down into the woods. Oh, I got some people in here. You can hear it. Gotta watch your step. It's very uneven. Lots of roots. There's people coming, so I don't want to table them. But I'll take you to the edge. Alright. There you go. So you can see the ravine, which should be a creek. Just waiting for the people to go by. I don't like to film people's kids. It's not very polite. But nice little walk through the woods. Oh, more people coming. So I'm just going to turn you to the side a little bit. Don't worry, I'm not filming you. Okay, I'm not going to walk 3/4 of a mile because it's like 90 degrees. To give you an idea of this part of the park. It's pretty cool. You're basically all in the woods the entire time. See how many trees have fallen down with our wonderful winters. And as you can see, it twists and turns and goes all over the place. Hopefully I'm headed right towards the creek, which is kind of what it looks like. I have not been to this park since I was in my 20s. This used to be the hangout. Everybody would come down here, squirk on moors and all kinds of fun. Now it's like 30 years later, so a little bit different. I'm seeing what I can actually remember on this trip. Bring you down to the creek. As you can see, very low tide. But we made it. So that's the important part. And that's Cayuga Creek. As you can tell, Cayuga Creek is very long. I've taken you on other ventures on my videos where Cayuga Creek is as well. So if you haven't seen my videos, feel free, look through them. And you'll get to see Cayuga Creek from different parts of Western New York. Now we're in Lancaster, and it's still the creek. Goes on and on and on. But this was an important creek when Western New York was building. People were settling, source of water, stuff like that. I'm going to get you a little bit closer to the falls, but not too much because it's kind of rocky out here and I don't want to trip and kill myself. There you go, a little bit of rapids. Enjoy that for a moment. Take a little deep breath. And I'll see you in the next part of the park. Now we're in the dog park. That's in Como Park. They're calling it a bark park. So I'm taking you to the mural first. And we can kind of get an idea of the park. And a nice car. Looks like a nice gated in area. If you got some dogs. and take them to the park, let them run around. Obviously, this is where you want them to be instead of all over the park. It's nice. They got a little pool for them. Place to run around. It's all fenced in. They have what area to keep your dogs in. A little bit of signage. Not what they expect. This is becoming a new thing. The parks are starting to add dog areas. Again, if you watch my videos, you would see the dog area that I take you over in East Aurora as well. And this one's got a couple of pools in it to keep the dogs nice and cool. And a little area where they can jump up and lay. Covered in grass, it's kind of cool. It's right next to the maintenance area. This is way in the back of the park, just in case you're wondering where we are. Pretty much just follow the roads and everything loops in a circle. And then over there, some more shelters. And then I'm going to take you to the next part of the park. Now we're at the casino in the park. That's what they call these buildings. Like you would gather up here and they'll have activities and charities and things like that. When it's open, generally not open, but it is for special occasions. It's a nice big building where people can come gather and have some parties, things like that. And it's right near a bathroom and a great big parking lot that they just redid. And then right across the street from it is the sled hill. So in the winter time, when you got nothing to do with your kids and you're sick of them being in the house, bring them on out, take them to the sled hill. I'm gonna go back to the other end of the casino, let you get a view of that. And you can see there's a couple of great big enormous grills out here where you can do some grilling when you have your parties here. Now on to the next part of the park. Okay, so now I'm just outside the park. When you leave Como Lake Park, you make a right, take it all the way up to Lake Road, take another right, and you'll end up here. As you can see, you can fish and hold up your catch in the window. And there's a bridge and some water, and nice little falls that you can go to. We'll do a little more on that in a second. But the reason why I came to this part, it's still considered Como Park, but they have a lighthouse here, so it's Como Lake Lighthouse. So I wanted to get that for you because it's pretty cool to add in. And then we'll go up to the lighthouse and see what we can see. I'll stretch out the pole a little bit since I'm short. And it says it was built in 1933. The door is locked, so you're not going to be able to get in today. It's pretty cool. Nice little lighthouse. Got a nice little star on it. It's right by the water, so we can help guide people along the way. And I just wanted to get that in as part of the park because it is part of the park. It's just, a little bit of a drive, like I said. shrink this back down. And then we're going to go by the water just a little bit. I'm starting to overheat, so this is pretty much going to be the end of my run. But here's the creek and a dock and some ducks. This is the bottom of the stone tower. I don't think there's really anything minus what's on the door. Little window. Pretty cool down here. And you can walk over and take a look at the waterfall area with all the ducks. Wow, look at them all. Canadian geese. They have a gate right here, so I guess they used to let you into this part, but they don't anymore. Probably too many kids getting into trouble because it's very shallow, as you can see. And you can't have that. Somebody dives or gets drunk or something, it's gonna be a bad day all the way around. So we'll take you down the steps and over to the water. It's so shallow, I don't think there's going to be any fish today. But it's a pretty scene. And this is pretty much the end of Como Lake Park. Thank you for joining me. Hope you had a good time. And I'll see you in the next one.